Okay, hi guys. Today we're doing the summit recap. I have like notes over here, but I'm not gonna show them to you just because they're like scrambled everywhere. But if you want to take notes, it was a lot. So this was my first summit for those of you who like have not been on the team longer than a year. So this was the first time that Team Bold Fitness was like present at Summit, and it was beyond amazing. I cannot express to you, I just don't even know how to put it into words. I'm still processing. I was inspired because, first of all, this company is incredible. Like, they're in front of 20,000 people, and they keep going back to everything we talk about, keeps going back to how do we get people results? The healthiest, the best, and the most affordable, all of those things we just continuously went back to that. Is this the most affordable way for our customers? Are we adding enough value to them? And it was just like, I literally am 2.5 years in, and I'm constantly like, is the other shoe gonna drop? Like, when is Carl Deichler just gonna tell me he just wants to make money? Like, seriously, because we're in a company, we run our business online. It's kind of unconventional. So it was incredible. I'd have to say, though, the last night was the best, because I mean, watching the top coaches be recognized, like, that was really cool. But honestly, it wasn't even in comparison to how cool when the Beachbody Challenge winners were there. So there were 6 finalists that we got to see their stories, and then the 2 winners. And to like see where they're just, I mean, most of them were not coaches, they were just people. I mean, their stories were incredible. And it just reminded me the power of our story, because none of them were like, I mean, there were a few that were like, had special circumstances, like one guy had a disability with his arm and stuff like that. But for the most part, they were just normal people who their choices spiraled in a negative way, and they were severely overweight. And I just cried. Like, the whole Brenna would just continue to look at me and laugh because I would be crying again and crying, because it was just so wonderful and beautiful. And it just reminded me that the challenge group is the heart of this business. And if you are not loving your challenge groups, scratch it and do it again however you want. It doesn't matter how you want to run them. As long as your heart is in it and you're helping people, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to do it how I do it. You don't have to do it how Brigida does it. You just do it how you do it. And so I'm super excited for my next one. I just keep thinking of ideas and try to spice it up and just do fun things. And I like to make pictures, and I get excited about that. So, okay, I don't even know where to start. So the first biggest thing probably is that we have a new Shakeology. Everybody, oh, shocked faces, anybody? It's called Daily Sunshine, but it's not Shakeology. And going back really fast, is that Carl Deichler, or everyone who came up, was kind of like, everything that they announced, it was like mostly Thursday night where they did like a lot of the announcements. But they were, and some Friday, but they just kept saying, we hear you. You coaches are complaining or adding suggestions. We hear you, because there cannot be studies on Shakeology with children or pregnant people, because they have things like the green tea and some of the superfoods that have like just those natural caffeinated items in them, just properties inside of the natural thing. And so we couldn't, you can't run a test on kids. So we can't, without a doubt, say to our challengers, or, whatever, like, hey, you can totally drink it when you're pregnant, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I say I drank it when I was pregnant. I talked to my doctor, and I felt okay with it because of my research. You can talk to your doctor and make the best decision for you. Also with kids, I say Carter drinks Shakeology every day, but it's your decision to do with your kids what you want. Now we can say there is a product that has been tested with children. It is certified with the pediatrics, whatever, like the committee in the country that's like the pediatrics, whatever. go with me here, guys. They certify it. It's certified organic. So Shakeology is an organic product, but this is not, but we can't certify it organic because there are 77 plus ingredients that would have to be certified, and it would basically be like $400 a bag because it's incredibly expensive to certify things organic, and Daily Sunshine is. It has like double the amount of like vitamin C, D, and E for the kiddos, so that it's completely fueling them up, and it's a snack. So one of the cool things that they talked about on the National Wake Up Call, if you heard it, was that Shakeology is a premium product, but it is better when you like blend it with ice and like add a banana and stuff like that. Even though shaken, for me, it does taste better than like a grocery store one, but it is a lot better, you know, if you add like peanut butter or something into it. Where Daily Sunshine, because it doesn't have like quinoa and all of that other kind of grittier stuff, it is easier, and it's meant to literally just shake it in a cup for your kids. So it's not supposed to be a huge thing. It's just a snack. It's, you know, great. None of our stuff is a weight loss shake. You know, Shakeology is not weight loss. Daily Sunshine is not weight loss. They're just supposed to fuel you up. So that's like the big one. It does cost the same as Shakeology, but that's because it might have less ingredients, but it doesn't have less of them. So because there were less ingredients, they doubled the amount of fruits, of vegetables, of, you know, making sure there's double vitamin C, E, all that stuff. So that's bomb.com. It's available right now. And oh, I hear my kid. Apparently he's out of bed. So, okay, the next one, Double Time. Okay, Double Time is a new workout that's coming out from Tony Horton. It's in November. But it's meant for 2 people. So basically the theme, like the last year has been Decide, Commit, Succeed. That's kind of been like Beachbody's theme. And Summit is our new year. And so the new year theme is, I don't know if it's exactly this, but it's generally like healthy family, healthy home, health in the home, stuff like that. And so if you look, everything for this next year is how to get families healthier. So Double Time is a workout program where it takes 2 people. So you're using resistance, like with a ball that like you have to push against the other person. You know, when you do the twist thing, when you hand the ball behind your back and then like go back and forth, stuff like that. So it's super cool. It's going to be a great, it's a 30-day program that will be good for, you know, maybe a mother-daughter, or I don't know how intense it is for maybe like a couple, but I'm sure you could make it super intense. You know, you take your Energize and you could bust it out. It'd be a fun thing to do together. And that has had great success. The little test group that did it was like with mostly families, so like a son and a dad or whatnot, and they said that not only did they get results and they felt like they were more active, but they felt a lot closer, which is great. In a world where we're all looking at our phones all the time, it's super fun to get to do something like that. Also, this is what I'm most excited about, is Clean Week. So corporate heard us that we said we as coaches have more success when we can let our challengers trial a free week. So free groups like we do all the time, right? So they did one for us. So Clean Week is a week-long program where you sign up and you get the all-access trial. But the awesome thing is that most of the time, or in the past, I'm not really sure how it works in regards to link. I'll have to like look at it when it comes out in September, and I'm sure they'll launch more information. But in the past, it's like you signed up for the 30-day trial or the 14-day trial, and then what it did is it gave you a little warning, but it automatically rolled you into Beachbody On Demand, kind of like Shakeology is automatically put on auto ship, and then they have the choice to cancel it or not, right? This is truly a week. So they will sign up for it, and then they will just not have access after that week or 2 weeks or the 14-day trial, which is really great. So we can truly say, don't worry, there are no strings attached. And so the one who the super trainer who won the Beachbody On Demand little competition show last year, she put together the workouts. And so they're totally, different workouts every day, but they're just made for this. And so instead of having, because a lot of times when we do a clean eating group, it's a lot of people who are nervous to start this lifestyle. Like they don't know if they really are into eating veggies, or they don't know if they could keep up with at-home workouts, or if they'd like them. So this program, instead of how like Insanity has everybody doing one level and then there's a modifier, this program is everybody's doing one level and then there's an intensifier. So it's really going to be good for people who are already not super fit, which is most of us. Like I didn't start a challenge group with any fitness ability whatsoever, and I still have minimum. So hello, I'm excited. And then also what it does is it gives you the meal plans. So for this whole week, like, hey, you're going to eat healthy for this whole week, and it does incorporate Shakeology. So it's easy to say, hey, I'm running this clean eating group, and then when you get them in a private message, you say, we're going to do a 7-day supply of Shakeology. You're going to eat clean, you're going to drink Shakeology, you're going to do these workouts, you're going to participate in this community for 7 days. And I bet you're going to love it. If not, all you're out is $30 and you did way more than you were doing before. So I'm super excited about that. So I will probably be doing that clean eating, like I'm pretty sure they said they would launch it the first week of September. I will be doing that the first week of September. I will be advertising for it huge. Wesleyan has a thumbs up. I think she said, no big deal. She's going to like pop out a baby and next week run a group. So #goals. Okay, the other huge thing is that we finally have a date where we're going to the UK. Now, this is so huge, and I don't think that even I can understand and grasp this because my network is still kind of small. Even if you look at like Brigitte, she still only has like 2,500 friends. I have like 2,500 friends. But the UK is going to expose us to this many people. So even if in America you felt you didn't have enough people to reach, that excuse is literally out the window now because we have an entire new country, which is just going to spread. It's just going to go, they will next, I guarantee you they will go to France because we have everything in French already because of Canada. And then it will go and it will go and it will go. And so the fact that we're in now is amazing. So that is October 19th. They're doing like a whole kickoff, like a whole thing. It's just going to be amazing. When they kick off the UK launch, we're getting, drumroll please, a completely new website, because I know we've all had that time where you send a link to someone and they're like, I'm too confused. There's 100 things. What do I do? And then they navigate off and then like you don't get the commission. It's like such a thing. It is completely revamped and it is it's like idiot proof. So kind of like how Beachbody On Demand looks now, where it's like the pictures of all the workouts, that's how it's gonna be, in different forms, obviously. But then like when they click on 21 Day Fix or something, it's gonna show them all the options for how they can buy it. But the first one and the highlighted one will be the challenge pack, which is great. But then they can navigate to the side, and if they want to just buy the program, of course they can just buy the program. It will also have the other things where they get the kickstart with it, or the 3-day refresh, or all those things, so that when they're thinking in their mind, because we can never be with them 100%, when they're looking at it, when they see all the options laid out, I think it will really help. It will either help more people buy challenge packs or even the kickstart or any of those things, or it will help show that we're not hiding anything. We're not trying to get you to buy more just to buy more. It is a better value, but if you can only afford the 60-day program, like, we're still here for you, boo-boo. Like, you do you. So it's awesome. And then there's a whole new Coach Online Office with the website too. So how sometimes the online office is like kind of a pain, and like even I sometimes have to like retrace my steps like 100 times. Oh, snooze. to find where I am, that's going to be totally redesigned too. So it's amazing. We just have so many things this year that is just, they're just setting us up for success. And they said that this new website has been 5 years in the making. Like, that's how long it just takes to do this stuff. And so that's really great. So now they also have new incentives. I don't know if a lot of people know this, because I didn't know it for a really long time, but 2-star diamond and above get bonuses. So they take in the quarter the net sales of the whole company, and then they divvy it up to all of, they divvy it up to however many coaches are in that category. So between 2-star and 5-star, and then 6-star and there's 4-star. Okay, something like that. Oh, 1 to 4. Well, no. So now diamond coaches and star diamond coaches, 1-star, will have their own bonus, but it's just a flat rate of $250 per quarter, which is amazing, because it's just extra money for getting to a rank that is important. And then sometimes it feels like diamond isn't really recognized, because in reality, a lot of people go diamond and then bounce down. I have done it a million times. I can't even tell you how many times I've done it. It's just the beginning rank where you kind of are like establishing your little team, which is wonderful. But then now they're recognizing that is still a huge step. That is, you are still showing leadership to help 2 other people go emerald and to help grow them. And so now they're offering that incentives to diamond and 1-star, and then the 2-star, it's like 2-star to 5-star, and then 6-star to 10-star, and then 10-star to 14-star, and then all 15-star diamonds get a 0.25% of that bonus. But if you're a 15-star, you get all 4 of those. Does that make sense? Because you're collecting on all of it. Now, if you want to look at the numbers sometime, we have a new team forward fit. They must be in the back office somewhere, but I don't look at it because it gives me like heart, whatever those are called. But like the first one I saw was like a 2-star diamond got like a 7,000 bonus. Just in your check, you're welcome. Hi, thank you for being you. So it is worth it to advance rank. It is worth it to set goals in this business, because you are rewarded. It is a lot of work, especially in the beginning. You guys know this. You're doing the dailies all the time, and you're like, anybody just join my challenge group. It is totally worth it. So that incentive is now. So if any of you get to diamond, and you stay diamond for 6 weeks, and that's how you qualify for a rank, by the way. So if you get to, like, if I got to, a star diamond, I have to stay there for six weeks, because everyone really, normally when you get to a rank, you stay there for 4, because let's say you have a coach, you have all your coaches and they all have their Shakeology. But then on the next month, if people like cancel it, then they go inactive, and then you drop rank. So you want to stay for 6. That's how you qualify. So usually you'll see in like Team Forward Fitness, they'll say, Kiara is a 5-star qualifying diamond. Qualifying means that they're just waiting those 6 weeks, and then they are officially, and then your lifetime rank is 5-star. So even if you do bounce down, you still are a 5-star diamond. That's a whole other topic. If I confused you, I apologize. Either way, it is super exciting that you get this bonus, and I think every single person I've talked to and who has shared their goals is to get to diamond, and this is just a bigger push. Just like if you sign 5 coaches in a 5-week period, which you have to do to get to diamond, you get an extra $100. Now, a beautiful thing about coaching, I think, is that we don't get money for signing people. Obviously we get commission if they get a challenge pack, but when I'm pushing for a goal, I can't have the motivation of like, oh, I signed a coach, here's $50. Where other companies, they've literally told me, hey, if you like this, you should just sign up as a distributor, because, you get this and then I get $50. And it's like, I personally like that we don't have that. It is always true. What we're talking about is honest, why we love coaching and why we'd want them to join. But if you sign 5, you get $100. So, That's always a great goal because it's free money. Hold on really fast. Sorry. Daily Sunshine. Okay, I think that is all the like big ones. Brenna, is that all the big ones before I talk about Team Cup? Okay. Now next month is Team Cup. So this is how Beachbody sets it up, because they're a smart freaking company. Is that you go to Summit in July, and then the next month is Team Cup, where everyone's revved the frick up, because I cannot express to you, this business is lonely. If you let it be lonely, it is lonely. I'm going to say that. It's what it is. If you don't engage, if you're not down the street from your coach and you're not talking to them, you feel alone. You sit behind a computer and you message people and you're just hoping someone's going to love you back. In the beginning, it is incredibly lonely. Actually, I'll say at any stage if you let it be lonely. So if you're not jumping on team calls, if you're not engaging in the team page, you kind of feel like, well, what's the effing point? I'm just over here basically feeling silly, sending, there's chat scrap. Okay. So when you go to Summit, you feel like, oh my God, all of you people feel the same way as me. Like, you struggle with that too? Oh my gosh. And then you cry if you're me, because then you feel like it's all worth it. You're not alone. And then I'm like, why the heck haven't I been going to Summit this whole goddamn time? So, I should probably segue that into go to Summit next year. Buy your ticket now. It is which none of you are going to use it, but you can return it and exchange it like up until December. But it's $150 as opposed to the full price ticket is going to be $295. So get your ticket now. For people who are going to have babies, wink, wink, Melissa, babies were there. Even Autumn Calabrese did a whole private workout for all the mamas there who had their babies. They got to go do a private workout with her because she did all of them where you could carry your baby at the same time. So obviously it's like not ideal, but if you have a baby and you need to bring them, mamas were doing it everywhere. Brenna and I sat next to one, I think at every session we were at, like, and all we did was just love them more because it's like, you know, freaking kill it. Like, you have to bring your baby. Like, we're going to love you. Do you need me to help you? Do you want me to hold the baby? Do you want me to sway? Like, that's what we do. So get your Summit ticket. So anyways, you go to Summit, you get super revved up, and then they do Team Cup, which is so smart because it keeps the momentum building. Oh my gosh, Melissa. Oh my gosh, Kira, more babies. So Team Cup is 5 people on a team, and you just get points. And so for making Success Club would be a point. Advancing rank would be a point. If you have a coach advance rank, so that's showing leadership, right? That's showing that you're helping a coach of yours advance rank. That's a point. And then we tally up all of our points, and there's a winner. And they were like totally treated. Like, they go to LA, they get like, I don't know, they get private workouts, they get to go to dinner with Carl, they get to do a whole bunch of stuff. So it's really awesome, and it's fun, and it's just like a fun competition. Like, the first time I made Success Club 10 was in February, my first Team Cup. I think like Kiara and Becca and a few people, maybe Danae was on it. It was just it's just fun. It's just like healthy competition. Like, we're not competing with each other, but we get to band together. So that will be a thing that we will be doing, and we'll figure it out. Someone is, hey, yeah.
They also are giving prizes for those that, if you get like runner-up prizes and stuff, just like a picnic blanket, a Daily Sunshine blanket, everyone gets for competing. And then there's a sweatshirt, a Beachbody sweatshirt, which I have way too much of their gear. They're all amazing as well. Just saying, if we're not going to LA, at least let's get some swag.
Yeah. And it's just like a push. Like, I remember somebody said, like, I think in February when they had the winners talk, like, they talked about how like they had to fill out an application. It just made you more engaged. It made you more like, you set big goals. Like the goal was everyone makes Success Club 50, which, oh my God, how am I going to make Success Club 50? Like people do it all the time. You just have to figure it out. And we'll do another call about that, about some number games that we've been playing that have been really working. Actually, if you watch the funnel video from, I think, last week, that pretty much explains how that goes. But that is basically the logistic stuff. Going back to some of the keynote speakers and stuff, they were really, if you're looking for personal development, one of the people who spoke was Darren Hardy. So if you've listened to The Compound Effect or read The Compound Effect, Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, those are great books. And he spoke, and it was really, really incredible. I'm pretty sure if you go into the team Forward Fitness, that Brigitte recorded that one. And it was really, really good. Again, it just shows that like this business, the behind the scenes of what we're doing right now and what like I'm looking at beside you guys is my list. It is unsexy. It is unglamorous. It is mundane. It is not anything beautiful to sit and message people. It is so easy to do, but so easy not to do. But every day that you do that, that's more and more and more people that you have in your circle that you can potentially completely change their lives. However, if you do not talk to anybody, you don't have anybody to help change their life, if that makes sense. And he used the example of eating, with one bad meal or one bad workout is not going to, you're not going to see the results right away. But he said, what if, he took a piece of paper. So he took a piece of paper and it's like, this is linear, right? So this is like now and 1 year from now. What if you took it and you folded it so that in 1 second you jumped from right now to 1 year? So whatever your actions are today, you instantly get. So if my actions are just to cheat a little bit and have a hamburger, eat really good all day, but have like this big, huge hamburger. Well, if I did that every day and I compounded that, his joke is that like, bam, like all of a sudden you're up 30 pounds in one moment. Versus if you took, if you switch that out for something, for Shakeology, I don't know, for something else, like in 1 minute, you would be looking a lot better. You'd be looking a lot healthier. And so, look at that as if you talk to let's say you invite 5 people a day, when you fold up and you're compounded 1 year from now, you're going to be at Diamond. You're going to be at, a rank. You're going to be making $800 a month. You're going to be doing these things easy. But if you choose not to talk to anybody, you're going to be at the exact same place that you're at now, or even worse. So that's a really great book. He was very motivating. I'm going to end with my favorite, which was Chalene. But Brendon Burchard, I'm saying that right? Brendon Burchard. I have heard of him before, but have never heard him speak or done anything with him, and he is my favorite. So YouTube him. If you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm a big YouTube person, and as Brenna this weekend was like, you have an effing book for everything, stop telling me what PD to do, because every situation that came up, I was like, oh my God, you should read this one. Oh my God, you should do this one, which probably sounded obnoxious after day 3, but PD is like my jam. And I'm a Cancer, and I get so wrapped up in my head, and my emotions like are so dramatic. Like I always joke that I feel all the feels way too dramatically. So like when I'm happy, I'm just so happy, and then I'm at Summit and I'm bawling my eyes out. Like there's just like, you kind of think I was bipolar, but I promise I'm not. So Brendon Burchard was amazing, and he has a lot of free stuff on YouTube. I honestly don't know which books are his. I haven't looked that up yet, but he was incredibly motivating for life. And so if you don't know where to start and you're like, oh my gosh, do I do business development? Do I do sales? But for me, sometimes I mostly just focus on general life, personal development of how I can be a better person, a more balanced person, a happier person, like a more motivated person. I would recommend him. My notes are so far away. They're over there. But he basically just said, I'm going to get up. Okay, he said, I was crying his whole thing too, P.S. So I'm just going to give you the 5 bullet points that he gave, what he talked about. It must raise my ambitions. So they were affirmation statements. I must raise my ambitions and refuse to settle. This is a huge one for me. I raise my ambitions and then I settle, because like we've talked about before, who wants to be negative? You know, I don't like to go to work. I got my degree in teaching because I love teaching, and when we break it down, I effing hate to go to work. And I hate leaving my kids. I cry very, very frequently. And however, if I did that every day when I walked into work, I'd be a miserable person. I'd be miserable to be around. I'd be miserable to my kids. And so I make it seem happy. And so I kind of settle instead of being happy, but keeping that ambition and busting out what I want to do. I don't want to leave my kids anymore. It's not even about leaving my kids, because it's not that I don't like working. I have hated what teaching has turned into, but that's a whole other subject. But I don't like coming home and having to rush through dinner and bath and do all these things and then at the end of the day still make a teacher salary and be like, what the F? I'm paying you more than I'm, paying myself. So I must raise my ambitions and refuse to settle. Big one. Number 2, I must live each day with intention. So instead of waking up and just seeing how it's going to go, having a plan for every single day. There can be 4 hours in that day where you don't know how it's going to go, and that's totally fine. But you are setting your intention for every single day. You know what your goals are, and you know how you're going to get there. Again, if we fold up this thing, you can't say, oh, I want to make $1,000 in a week, so tomorrow I'm going to do 20,000 invites and then I'm going to get there. No, it's the daily tiny, tiny action. So you have to break it up how you're going to get there. So I must live each day with intention. I must no longer fear rejection. Raise your hand if you are so scared of the no. Who's scared of it? Yep, I know. And Danae, bless her, I think I was in this conference when her and I were talking, and I was like, were you upset when I invited you and followed up with a challenge group? And she said no. If I was not here, if my coach did not have me come into this challenge group, which then led into coaching, which led into the life I live now, I would be miserable. I would be lost. I would not have a goal or a focus. I reached the goal. I got my degree, and then I was like, wait, this is it for the rest of my life? And then I found Beachbody, and I have never felt this much passion before. So that helps me a lot too. I have it on a big poster in my room. Would I be upset? Would I be upset if someone said what I'm saying? So if you talk to somebody, you say, hey girl, I saw you have kids, you're so cute, and then you go back and forth like a couple messages, 2, let's say just 2. And then the next week you're like, oh my gosh, I saw you went to Disney World, how fun, did you have a great time? You go back and forth, a couple people. At the same time, you're liking and you're commenting and you're just giving them little hearts on their little posts. And then you say, hey girl, I don't even know if this is your thing, but I would love to have you. If it was your thing, I would love to have you in this challenge group I'm running. You seem like my type of girl, and if it's something you'd be interested, let me know. If I got that message after talking to them, I would not be upset. I got a message today from an It Works person saying, it was a completely copy paste thing, and she just said, I looked at your profile, you're super pretty. I thought maybe you'd like some products. And I was like, I don't even know what products. And I have never said it, but I finally was like, hey girl, I love your girl boss status. I was like, however, if you were to actually look at my profile, you'd probably know I was a Beachbody coach. And I said, I know I have more success when I get to know someone before I ask them to buy something. And she was like, yeah, it was, because I was really annoyed because she sent me a friend request and then 2 seconds later sent me an invite. It's like, you're not looking at me. You're trying to do that. That's not what we do. And I'm not saying that I haven't sent a crappy invite before, because we all have to learn. However, that's not what we do. And you all know that. We we talk about it all the time. We love people and we get there. And if you send them the invite and then they're like, girl, I am so damn broke, you set them up with a free challenge because we're here for them. We're not here for us. So I must no longer fear rejection. I must jump in and face my fear. So just like in the Push Yourself group, Let's Puke, which is not like an active group or anything. It's just supposed to be like a support thing. Let's puke. What is your fear? Face it, because it will never happen if you don't at least look at it. You can hide from it a little bit. We can look at it again the next day and you can be scared, but eventually you will not be scared of it. And then the last one, I must find something to fight for. And this is when I cried a lot because, like I said, going back to that first one, I must raise my ambitions and refuse to settle. It doesn't, whatever your dreams are and what you want to fight for is completely different than me. Like, I'm going to use Kiara. Kiara doesn't want to not work. And that's awesome. That is great. Her dreams are different than my dreams. But Kiara does want to have more freedom. It's about freedom. I want freedom. I want all of it. Not that she doesn't want all of it, but like, I don't want to work and I want that to be my freedom, where hers looks different. Hers might be to work on her terms. It's a very different thing, but it's something to absolutely fight for. So those were the 5 points from him, which were awesome. And I think Brenna videotaped that one, so maybe she can put it in our page and I will watch it again because it was so good. And you'll probably hear us crying and laughing at the same time. Then the last one is Shalene. Okay, so Shalene Johnson, why am I saying her name wrong? So she did PiYo, not obviously, she did PiYo, and also Turbo Jam, and she's just been in Beachbody since the very, very beginning. But besides all that, she loves fitness. She is a social media guru. Like, what she does has nothing to do with Beachbody. She researches and she figures out what's the best way to run different platforms. So Instagram, and she's also the pro at the freemium. So giving out free things as much as possible for then eventually for them to like return in that challenge pack. So, here's a free meal plan. Here's this. She's all about that. So she basically was like, what worked in 2016 is not working in 2017. Stop doing it. So we all do it. And I do it all the time, and now I'm trying to redo everything. The new thing, she said, there are so many businesses on social media. How do we stand out, and how do we not get, what did she say, Breno, when she was like, oh, the robot, warning. She was like, warning, everyone has this warning now. So, right, like we say like Shakeology, and it's like, warning, you're trying to sell me something, like get away from me. So instead of doing attraction marketing, which is what we've always done, so like finding people like yourself and like, go explaining what things are, and not that you shouldn't explain, but instead it's now being inquisitive, right? Or what did she say? Like, it's just looking for questions. So you want, what is it?
Mysterious marketing.
Yeah. Yes. Mysterious marketing. So not saying, and we've all done this, so I'm not looking at anybody when I say this. This is just, I did it literally, I'm pretty sure I did it the morning of the presentation. This is my Shakeology. I love it so much because it does this, which worked in 2016. People wanted to see why you loved that product. But she said now, if you give them too much information, they just Google it. So adding more questions, like having them ask a question. The goal is to have them ask you, what are you talking about? What is that? And so for like Shift Shop, for me, I've been trying to be like, I love this new program. It's at home, it's blah, 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 but not saying what it is. That doesn't mean I'm never going to say what it is, because obviously we have to. But on the general, like, what? You have to unmute.
I can't spell. I wrote, yes, Wesley, exactly.
Oh, curiosity. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, curiosity.
You're going to sell me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to know you're going to sell me. So it's just exactly what we're doing, but just tweaking it a tiny bit, which for some of us who don't want to sound salesy, how much easier is that? You're literally not even mentioning a brand. You're literally just saying, oh my God, I was so late. I love this chocolate. I don't even know what you would say. I can't think of it that fast because I'm not in the practice. But for me with the workout, it's been easy because I started Shift Shop and I'm trying to be consistent about posting about it. And it's like, I love this workout program. It's amazing. And then as I show, I'm going to do weekly progress photos. They're going to be like, what is that? What are you talking about? So she said, stop focusing on how many likes and comments, focus on how many questions you get. So, and again, this is going to compound. Nobody in my first post said, what are you doing? Nobody did. It's going to be at the end of this program when more people are like, wait, what program is that? What are you talking about? So, and she said that. She also said, stop attracting other Beachbody coaches, which is totally what I do. But she was so funny. She's like, you make a post and it's so cute, and then you realize and you look at all your likes and they're all Beachbody coaches and your mom. Like, like that's what it is. She's like, we're not trying to attract each other. She's like, yes, of course we want to support each other, but we want to attract other people, you know, because she was so funny. First of all, she came out and she was dancing. She did like the best moves I've ever seen in like 6-inch heels, and then she was like, she just busted truth bombs, and she was like, so you're gonna join my challenge group? Oh wait, no, you're a coach, so you have your own challenge group. Okay, cool. Okay, so nobody else is here. You know what I mean? So it's like we're attracting other Beachbody coaches. So stop hashtagging Shakeology. Stop hashtagging Shift Shop. You know what I mean? Because only other coaches would know to search that. I'm not a good hashtag person, so I don't even know how that works. But I guess people like search hashtags or like click on a hashtag and look at a feed of people or whatever, where I just use the hashtag for like, I don't know, to like make it come together without saying it. I don't know, but I've been doing it wrong. But if you're truly using hashtags, only other coaches would search hashtag Shakeology. That's it. So you saying that is not a way to get people, if that makes sense, to get them into your circle. So, and then Brenna, I'm going to unmute you. Did she say anything else that you can, I mean, I know she said other things, but.
I feel like those are the biggest things, but also just to be like, you know, when you're sharing and stuff, not to just be like that. She reinforced the statement of being your own, Brody.
Oh yeah, don't be white noise. Don't be white noise.
Be unique, be your own brand. And that's the thing that I notice a lot of these top coaches are talking about, is that they're not Beachbody. They are them. They are their own person. They are their own page. They are their own brand. And Beachbody is what they use to help women get results. But regardless, they are using their own unique skills and abilities and personality to be that brand. So she continually reinforced, like, you know, when you're doing your posts, when you're doing things, don't be every single person, which is part of this whole post thing. You know, how many coaches have we seen do that? Be unique. If you're gonna have something in a prime example, she said, okay, so there was this girl's post that tagged her in it because it was from the Super Saturday. She's rocking all Beachbody gear. And she was standing there and she put like, oh my God, Super Saturday, I'm so excited. I'm doing the Shift Shop workout right now and blah, blah, blah. And like went on this whole spiel about, and you know, hashtag Beachbody, hashtag all these things. And then everyone on the post was asking her where she got her shoes. It had nothing to do, because they all knew all the information about the workout, about what program she was doing, about her training. They didn't know about her shoes. And
yeah, if you say like, I'm doing, you know, if you give it all, they can just Google it. But if you want to add, like, if you say, instead of saying it's a 30-minute workout, be like, I can squeeze this workout in between this baby crying and this baby crying. Like, I don't know, you just make it like a funny joke. And then if someone's like, well, how long are they? Oh, funny you ask. They're 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
that's your lead in. And that's your lead in. And then when she was saying that, like, everyone was asking about these pair of shoes, she was like, if I was going to do it, I would have rocked my Beachbody gear and I would have said, oh my God, get ready for my workout this morning and loving my new gear. I've never felt able to wear this before I started this program. And then they would have asked you, what, you know, even look at my cute shoes, blah, blah, you know, it's saying those things. And then people would be like, well, what, you know, what program are you doing? Why do you feel more comfortable now? Kind of a thing. So taking it away from the true, you know, making yourself your brand, making yourself unique, making your post about that versus about the product per se. She said, don't lead with Beachbody. Actually, don't even mention Beachbody at all.
Ever.
And she made a little disclaimer, like, just so you know, Beachbody does not support what I'm about to say right now, or
Yeah, like she might have programs through Beachbody, but she was very clear. She's like, I do not work for Beachbody. She's like, I study social. That is what she does. She runs trainings for any kind of company that wants to build their business through social media. And so she is very like upfront about that. But yeah, so Wes is typing them, but it's like, borrowed words are for the birds. So like, I look at other coaches and I actually unfollowed them all after Summit. It's rough because I'm kind of like a girl fan, but I unfollowed them all because I want to make sure it's me. It's not anybody else's voice, because, ideally you're going to talk to them and then you're going to get into a challenge group, and then hopefully you're going to get them to join the team. And you want to sound consistent throughout all of that. So be yourself. Don't tell me you're going to sell me. So that's don't hashtag, Shakeology or whatever. Like, just keep it to that curiosity. And likes were thin, questions for the win. So getting people to ask you questions, because then that's having them come to you, which ultimately is way easier than you going to them. It works, and we all have to do it. You have to send private messages. You have to send private invites. You will not go to Diamond unless you send private invites. You will not go to 5-star unless you send private invites. But that's going back to, was I upset when I got my message from my coach? So that was kind of it. There was a lot of trainings we went to and a lot of great takeaways, but this is basically the Summit recap. So now if anybody has any questions, you go for it. I'm going to you have to unmute yourself if you have a question, but just feel free to do so. Kiara, any questions before you go in? I don't think so.
No, I was going to type and say I'm about to walk in.
Okay.
I have no questions.
I was trying to be fast before. I know you had to go at 9:40 or 6:40.
I'm here already.
Okay.
You guys came with me.
I love it.
Does anybody, I have the Shailene video on my phone right now. Does anybody want me to tag them in it that hasn't seen it?
Yeah, will you tag me? I mean, I saw it, but I want to watch it again.
Sam, I love you.
Yeah.
I'll just tag everybody that's here, and if you want to watch it, great. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, because Janae watched a lot of Summit they do a lot of it live, which is awesome.
And I'll post the Brendan Bouchard video.
Yes,
which I would definitely recommend taking notes on that one, because I think each part speaks to you differently. And I went on and did a video where I was cussing because I was so motivated after I listened to him talk. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. He speaks to your heart for whatever reason.
Was that the day that we had to leave early because I couldn't emotionally take anymore? I think that was the day.
Oh, that afternoon, yes, that was.
I'm surprised you didn't, by the sounds of how much you cried, I'm surprised you didn't all right, Brenda, we have to go home now, plane.
I know. I was like, I can't. It was just so motivating for life. It just reminded you, and then especially when we talk about the brand, is that Beachbody is not your life, but Beachbody can give you a life. So this gives, for me, it gives me a platform that I can talk about me. And not because I want to talk about me, but because, through this journey, because please know that when my time hop comes up and we're looking at the first 7 months of me coaching, it was not how I am today. I grew to this place where I can share my story like that, and I can emotionally get to a place where I can do that, where it takes a while for you to kind of figure it out, and that's where personal development comes into it. But I'm me. People are, when people choose to join into my challenge group, it's because they like me first. They like me. They don't really they can just go to the website and buy. They don't care. If they're like, oh, she's doing 21 Day Fix, I don't really like her, but her results look bomb. I'm just going to go buy it. It's not about me. It's that they like me. So, remembering who you are, and I think our next week's call is going to be about branding yourself, not done by me. And we're going to talk about that, about, you being you that just happens to like Beachbody. You know, you're not Beachbody, then you're you, and the Beachbody is all the way back here. You're all these things. Like a huge thing that I'm a mom that is working in Beachbody. That's a huge part of the conversation that people usually ask me about. Like, okay, you're a mom. How are you getting the time in? That's my biggest question is, if you have 2 kids, how do you find the time? That is my number one question from someone. But I'm a mom. How do I fit the time? You see the difference? So anyways, but yeah, if anyone has any questions or are you feeling motivated? Are you feeling excited for the next year with all the things coming up that Beachbody is basically handing you to do a better job, or not a better, but easier job, you know? Oh, you need to do a free group? We made it for you. So it's pretty cool. But yeah. Anybody want to share any goals, any excitement for Team Cup? I'm going to call on people.
I'm excited for Team Cup.
Good tonight. Yes.
But I'm going to say I may pushing myself internally slightly here.
Yes.
May, instead of trying to go diamond by December, try to get something going earlier.
That's right.
If things go kind of how I'm seeing them.
They're going. Now you're seeing
December
them.
31st at the latest. I will give myself December 31st at the latest, but I want it to happen way before.
Why
It
not
will.
make that money?
It will.
Oh, believe me. I need money.
Sorry,
I'm moving and I'm broke. So let's figure that one out.
The boyfriend is agreeing.
Yes.
He is technically a coach now, guys, so he's
Woo!
not
Hence being on the team call. I know he's pumped.
Yep. It's your first official
I
team
didn't
call.
invite him to the Team Bold fitness page because I don't know if I trust him into our page.
Oh,
I hear you.
man.
John's in there, and he randomly will just comment on things, and I'm like, I thought you turned your notifications off. He's like, I like to see, but my mindset is that I'm going to be a bomb ass girl boss, and my husband needs to see how awesome I am. And so, you know, when he's like, what is she doing on her phone? And then I'm like, go to the team page. You're in there. Get it together.
Tap.
But and I'll show you guys what I did. So I unfollowed because I'm trying to it can get overwhelming, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way. You're like, I have to do reach out and ads and invites and I have a life and I have a job and I have all these things. So I am trying to be super intentional with my time. So when I'm sitting down to work, my intention is to work. But when I'm with my kids, I don't want to get a message and feel this. It's more of like, I know it's there, and then I'm just like, you know, even if I'm not picking it up, I know it's there and I want to answer it. So I don't know if you can see. Well, it's too bright, but I put all my, there it is at the bottom. I took all of the apps off and I put them at the bottom. So I have no apps visible. I turned off all the little notifications. So I never get that little red thing besides a text message, because that's usually not work. Those little red things are gone, and I unfollowed all coaches besides like you guys. So that so I'm not worrying about what other people are doing. I'm not comparing, because it's so easy in this business to compare. You know, oh, we started coaching at the same time. Why is she, you know, a 2-star diamond? It is what it is. So just be you. Just share your journey. We all have such different journeys. Like, we have some pregnant friends who get to share in a totally different way than somebody who doesn't have any kids. You're gonna attract different people, and you're gonna grow through that. You know, you'll attract new people as you get through different stages of life. So that's all I have. I try to keep it to 30 minutes, but it usually goes to an hour. Still working on it. But if you have any questions, also, if you want to schedule a call, I would so love to do that, to get to know people more personally and just become the family that I know we're going to be for a really long time. So we might as well get there close, you know, get there now. So you know, when we're doing retreats next year, we're all at Summit next year with our shirts. We all know everything about each other. So if you want to do a call, it's totally about what you want to talk about. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get on and, I don't know, like have something to provide to the call. It's just whatever you want to talk about. So let me know if you want to do that. And that's all I have. So I'm going to